to the second Come Alive Lunch and Learn. I hope everyone who is here is enjoying their healthy snack, and I know that the health plan, thank you, Julie Gonzalez, for picking those up from us today. Hopefully the people at the health plan are also enjoying their healthy snack today. And I do want to recognize Julie Gonzalez, who is our health plan champion for the Come Alive program. Thank you, Julie, for your work up there. And God willing, I will see y'all next week. Yay! On Wednesday to walk with you guys and talk more about the program and what it is that we can do to meet your needs out there. So we can walk along the beautiful bayfront, right? Okay, and so whoever's live streaming, I've already said, please text message your name and your department so we can enter you into the drawing. And the drawing will be at the end of this session. I also want to give a special shout out to the teams that have formed, including the Fort Tower. Just so y'all know, the Fort Tower has 12 members in their team, so I think that's fantastic, and it's a way for people to support each other. And then the Team Life Cyclers also has a large group. They're the second right now, and they have 8, so I think that's fantastic. Yeah. And at the end of this session, we're going to be handing out a special challenge to all the teams that we'll make that announcement at the end. All right, and the first word of the day, everybody who's watching either via a YouTube video or live stream, the first word is GET, G-E-T. Now you can document those words in the Lunch and Learn schedule that we've previously provided to you guys via email. If you don't have it, email me, call me, I'll get it to you. And then just keep them till the end. All right, and without further delays, I'd like to introduce our first presenter. His name is Robert Vela. He's our very own. He works in supply chain. And Robert, I will say this, has participated in the Alive program for many years and has had a lot of success. And today he'll be sharing his personal health and wellness journey. And it's pretty incredible. And what he did to get healthy, and that included working with Adam Farrell and the Pinnacle Performance, and I know he also runs, so I'm really excited to hear more about that as well. And then Adam Farrell will also be speaking, and he'll talk about how his group has been instrumental in helping Robert and in his journey, and also how to stay professionally fit. All right, you ready? Yes. Robert, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Vela.
Thank you. Thank you, Yolanda. My name is Robert Vela. I work in where do I work? Supply chain. And I have been with the Alive contest since it first started, I would say in 2011. And I'm going to admit the first 2 years I gave up. I don't even think I did my final bod pod because I just was not into it. So I said, okay, I need to figure out a way. I need to figure out something to get this weight off of me. Because I was never overweight until I reached my 40s, and then something took over from there. I don't know what it was, maybe low metabolism, certain medication or something else. I don't know what to blame it on. But my weight, I went up about 60 pounds, and I was not comfortable. I didn't feel good with my body frame at that time. And I said, you know what, I'm going to try to lose it on my own. And I did that. All I did was total cardio. Just got on that treadmill from day in, day out, bored out of my mind. I couldn't find any other type of music that could help me motivate myself to keep on that treadmill. But I did it. But I lost muscle too. And I was at the same weight that I am now, but I looked gaunt. I looked skinny. People would ask me and tilt their head to their side, are you doing okay? You know, like if something was really wrong with me, and I was like, no, I'm fine. I've just, lost weight by cardio. So I said, you know what? I want to build muscle. So I said, okay, I'm going to gain a few pounds back. So I ended up almost gaining all of it back. And I was at the gym trying to lift weights on my own. I got hurt, kept doing different things, and then I'd stop going, go back and forth, back and forth. And then a good friend of mine, a coworker, Maria Benson, she had gone to the 2013 Lunch and Learn. What they have is like an opening. So that opening is kind of like a health fair where you have different vendors that come in and talk to you and try to get you to join their gym or buy their supplies, their health foods. And she said, there's really this one guy that really sounds sincere. He really sounds good. He's going to have a lunch and learn. He's going to have either the first or second one. I advise that you go to it. I suggest that you go to it. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try. Sure enough, I came, and it was Adam Farrell, owner of Pinnacle Performance and Fitness. Sorry, it's a long name. And I started listening to him, and I really did like what he had to say, and he really did sound sincere. And I was kind of at my last straw. I said, you know what? Right after the meeting, I went and spoke to him, and he said, well, let's have an evaluation where you have to learn how to do a foam roller, which I thought, oh, foam, that'll be easy, but that thing was as hard as a rock. I said, I've never been on foam this hard. But anyway, it was a good thing, and now I do it with no problem, and I actually look forward to foam rolling. It really is something, it really does help you out. So then after that, he goes, well, you can start in a month or next week, and I said, I want to start tomorrow. I said, I really do. And so I did. I joined, and I did a preliminary, I did I didn't want to do the year contract yet. I wanted to make sure I wanted to do this. So I tried 3 months. And it was hard. It wasn't the easiest thing. He has different levels, level 1 to 3. I was probably doing level 0.25. I was skipping some of the stretches. I just could not do them. But I got through the 3 months. The thing was, what really helped me was I felt support. Everyone that was there supported you. No one laughed at you. No one snickered at you. Everybody was there to support you and to keep you going. And that's what kept me going every day. And I said, this is the kind of place I want to belong to. And when you would go, you'd get all this moral support. And not only that, but I was getting suggestions on how to eat through emails and all kinds of, when you're there at the gym, you get different kinds of pamphlets you can get. And it wasn't just go in, go out, and you're just a number. So then I said, I think this is what I really want to do. And of course, my friends were like, you're going to spend that money? That averages out to almost $10 a class. And I said, yeah, but you all don't have a problem when we're at happy hour on Wednesday and Friday and I'm buying your drinks, which averages out to more. I said, so I don't see you all trying to stop me there. I said, so I'm going to go out on my own. I'm going to kind of find the money, which I did. Stayed away from happy hour on Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Sunday during football season. But it wasn't all me drinking. I was buying drinks for other people. Anyway, so just doing that and not having dinner every night or every weekend at fancy restaurants, I was able to not only find the money, but even save some money. And my lifestyle started changing. The 3 months came up, and it was time to make that decision. Do I want to continue? And I said, I already feel stronger. It's not that I wanted to become a bodybuilder, but my joints felt stronger. The ligaments around my hips, my ankles, my shoulders, they just felt stronger. I felt tighter. I know I still have a ways to go, but just in those 3 months, it was a big difference. And I just kept getting the moral support. And then with the Alive contest, that just added to it. So I'm really grateful for this Alive contest because it is what started me on this journey. But I'm also grateful to Pinnacle because after the contest, that's where a lot of people gain their weight back, or they become complacent and they don't want to continue on their journey of being physically fit or healthy or living a healthy lifestyle. But just because I had the support of Pinnacle, and if I wouldn't show up for a class, I'd get a phone call from Adam or someone else. You didn't show up this morning, what's up? Are you going to come to the next one after that or this afternoon? And I was like, well, yeah, I live right across the street. I mean, I work right across the street. I guess I should. You know, I tried to go out the back entrance so I wouldn't have to see the place, but, you know, I knew it was there. So anyway, so that was a big part also, having it so close to the hospital. And so when I continued going and started feeling stronger, and then the crossroads came, do I continue? You know what the first thing that came to my mind? Do I want to spend the money for a year? And I thought, now that I think back, I said, that's kind of really, you know, not smart. It's my health. I said, this is something that's going to help me for the rest of my life. If I don't spend the money now, I'm going to spend a lot more later on with hospital bills, co-payments, medications, everything that comes along with not living a healthy lifestyle and trying to be fit. And just to have someone down the street that supports you to keep going, it's worth every penny, believe me. And I'm now at the point where it's not just that Pinnacle caters to what I want and what I need, it also is a fun place to be. And I'm sure you all can find fun places to be as well, but I never ever thought I would get to the point where I like going to the gym. I enjoy it. It's going on 3 years that I've now been physically active. I've had a hard time with the diet, the clean eating, but I'm now getting closer to that. But what Pinnacle has done for me, it's almost like a one-stop shop. You can get all the help about eating right, becoming physically fit, and just having fun. So just when I was about to decide, when I was at the crossroads, if I wanted to continue, I just looked up to the ceiling as Adam was explaining an exercise, and my attention deficit took over. I was just staring around up at the ceiling, and I saw a chalkboard sign that read, there was a chalkboard, and written on there was a phrase, and it said, 1 year from now, you'll be happy you started today. And to me, that was just a light bulb went off. I said, you know, I'm going to give this a year. I'm going to try to give it 1 year and see if this is really true. If I feel good 1 year, if I'm happy, or if I'm glad 1 year from now that I started today, I'm going to continue with this place. And not only was I happy, I was ecstatic. And as each year goes by, I feel better. And now I feel like I have it all in the bag. I now consider myself a person who wants to remain physically active. But the best part of it all, you make friends. You make friends that are like, they think like you. They want to continue being healthy. They also love to exercise. And out of that group, we created a running group. And those are just one of the best people that I hang around with. And I have 3 of them here that I see. Jackie Orchard, Michelle Goodman, Ana Morales. They're here with us. And they made the time to come to this Lunch and Learn. And I'm very grateful to have people like that help me continue on my goal. They hold me accountable. So that's all I have for today. And I want to thank you all for listening to me. And at this time, I'd like to welcome the owner of the favorite gym I like, Pinnacle Performance and Fitness, Mr. Adam Farrell. If you all can give him a hand, please. Thank you.
Well, that's an introduction that I haven't had before. That was pretty cool. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that very, very much. Let's see. So everyone who's listening or watching on the stream, I don't know where that is, but thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here today. My name is Adam Farrell. I am the owner and founder of Pinnacle Performance and Fitness. We've been in business not surprisingly, well, it's a small business, surprisingly 10 years now. And we've had 3 different locations, started on the south side, moved over near the AT&T store just around the corner in Doddridge, little 680 square foot footprint that we were out of, and have grown into where we're currently located is across the street at Taylor Center. It's a little over 3,000 square feet. We offer personal training, semi-private training, and large group training. We also work with middle school and high school athletes. Robert participates in our large group. We call it team transformation training. Anywhere from 8 to 20 people working out at any time. They're 45-minute classes. And that was a great testimonial. Thank you. So today, I'm going to talk about being professionally fit. Anytime you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I don't mind being interrupted, but I know there's a schedule that we need to keep, so we'll try and keep things rolling along. So I need a little bit of help getting us started. I need everybody to stand up. And if you're live streaming, if you're watching, please stand up. You're going to participate in this as well. So everyone that came today, you guys, I can see you have healthy lunches, and that's part of the deal. We got to start eating better. But we also got to move a little bit better. So I'm going to have you guys move for a little bit. So for 20 seconds, I want you guys to squat into your chair and stand up as many times as you can. Not yet. We got some competitive people in here, that's right, they're ready to go. So if you have knee issues or back issues or something that's going to preclude you from squatting down into your chair, I just want you to raise your arms up and down as fast as you can for 20 seconds. If you'd like to count, if you want to be the winner, go ahead and count. I know there's some counters in here. If not, we're just going to move for 20 seconds. Just create a little metabolic disturbance just to get things going, to get us started, get the blood flowing a little bit. I know we've been sitting and you're going to sit for a few more minutes, but I want to get you guys moving. So for the next 20 seconds, you guys are going to squat or raise your hands. Don't injure yourself, please, doing this. Ready? Go. 20 seconds, as many as you can. We're moving. Good. Exactly. Get to that chair, or raise those arms overhead. Either way. You can do both if you want, but as quickly as you can. And y'all just worked out. Good. Overachievers. We got 5 more seconds. How many more can you get? Finish. You're right there. Rest. Woo! Give yourself a round of applause. Nice job. Those on the web, good job. Anybody get 20 squats? 20. Nice job. All right, so just getting you guys moving a little bit. Thank y'all for participating in that. All right, so getting started. So we all know that eating better and exercising more, we have all of these benefits, right? Improve energy, production, confidence, morale, self-image, posture. It's the fountain of youth. Exercise and eating better, right? So why don't we do it? Any reason? Time. That's a good one, for sure. Money. Robert talked about that. Sometimes it costs a little bit to do it. But is it not worth it? I mean, to help with all those things, to live a longer, healthier life, quality of life, it's worth a little bit of time and a little bit of sacrificing the money. So today, my goal is to give you guys some stuff so you can get rid of those obstacles, or at least kind of reprioritize how you're looking at your health and your fitness. So when I think of becoming professionally fit or health or wellness, I like to think of putting things in buckets. And these are the buckets that seem to help the most, is our mindset, our nutrition, our movement, and our recovery. We have to have a plan for how we're going to go about changing our life or our lifestyle or our eating or our fitness. Without the plan, without a foundation, just like this building or this room, someone drew it out before they started building. They just didn't collect all the stuff and just start building it. They laid a foundation. They created a plan first. And without that plan, you're not really going to have much success. It might start off pretty good. Yeah, I want the six-pack abs. I want to look good. So I'm going to eat well for a little while, and then a couple weeks later, someone calls you for happy hour. Yeah, I think I'll go to happy hour. Oh, let's go to lunch tomorrow. Okay. And you find yourself at a fast food place or Chili's or something. You're at hors d'oeuvres, and what happened to that six-pack abs or whatever that goal was? Usually, the plan, the foundation, wasn't laid, or wasn't laid well enough. And then you kind of get distracted, and that whole cycle. And we've all been there before. I mean, we're all human, myself included. I'm going to do it, and then something else becomes more important. So we got to make a plan. We'll talk about building a plan here in a second. From there, nutrition. So how are we going to fuel our bodies optimally so we can perform at a higher level? And whatever you're performing for, that's your decision, whether it's your work, whether it's your family, that's up to you. And how are we going to move? I'm going to give you guys some ideas to think about when you're exercising on your own, or if you want to work with a trainer or you go to your own gym, some ways to move or some ways to build your programs yourself so that you're more efficient with your time. You're not wasting your time in the gym. You're not just walking on the treadmill, which, something is better than nothing, but being more productive and efficient with your time. And then recovery. Robert talked about the foam roller. It's a great tool for recovery. And there's many other tools, and we'll talk about that as well. But as hard as you train, you got to make time to rest the same way. You can't just keep beating the machine over and over and over again and expecting more to come out. You got to build that recovery time back in. You take your car in for tune-ups, or at least you should every now and again. Change the spark plugs, change the tires, that sort of thing. Same thing with the body. Eventually this thing's going to wear out if you keep pushing it. I'm sure you know that from cycling. Eventually. Yeah, it's going to wear out. So our mindset, most important, laying the foundation, creating a plan for yourself. So we put within that bucket, we have these 9 different categories that when creating your why, that they kind of fit into. And we go back to creating your why because that's what's going to get you out of bed in the morning. When you have a warm bed, but you know you need to go work out or you need to go for that run, and it's dark outside and it's cold outside. If you don't have your why, if you don't have emotionally why you're getting out of bed and inconveniencing yourself, eventually that warm bed's going to win, or that fast food place is going to win. So you want to create an emotional why, something that's going to tie you to why you're doing this new thing, this change your lifestyle, why you're choosing a salad over a bag of chips. No offense if anybody's eating a bag of chips. That was the first thing that came to my mind. So veggie chips, okay, even better. So creating that why, that emotional connection to why you're doing what you're doing. So physical strength is one component, your quality of life, your emotional well-being, pain or avoiding pain, relationships, your job performance, your physical appearance, which that guy's just great, just walking around, no big deal. Energy, and then your goals. So within that, when you're creating your why, what resonates more with you? When I sit down with a new client that comes in, I'll ask, so what got you in here? What's your motivation? Why are you in here today? What are you trying to get out of training with us or wanting to train with us? What's your why? What's your real reason? A lot of times, it's the one in the middle. It's relationships. It's the family. They've seen so-and-so in their family pass away from a preventable disease like diabetes or heart disease, and it really impacts them emotionally. And so that's their why. I don't want to go down that same road. I don't want to be that same person. I don't want my kids to see me as that person. Some people have the physical appearance. That's their big deal. They want to look a particular way. I want to lose 20 pounds. And usually that's just kind of the surface stuff. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to have a six-pack. You start asking more questions and digging a little bit more, you're going to get back to that relationship. Or, I don't have any more energy. I'm zapped. And I don't know how I'm going to fit this into my schedule, but I know that it's that important. If I don't, something good is not going to happen. Or your goals. Maybe you just like new challenges. You're the type of person that likes, okay, I've hit here, now how do I get to here? And it's going to be different for every person sitting in the room, watching online. Everyone's going to have a different why for what they're doing, or why they're doing what they're doing, or making the choices. And when it gets down to it, when you're in the buffet line and it's chicken fried steak or the salad bar, you go back to your why. You're like, okay, I'm not having the chicken fried steak because I know what that's going to do to me. And I know down the road that doesn't fit with my goals or my why or my vision for myself. So that's just written those out. So physical strength, health, emotional well-being, removing pain, relationships, work performance, physical appearance, energy, and challenge. So work performance, that's a big deal for employers. That's a big deal for us. I mean, we want to do well at our job. If we want to advance in our job, we got to show up, and we got to do really well and be present while we're working. Military, work performance. I mean, if those elite soldiers that are protecting us aren't up to it, and they're tired and they're dragging, or they're not performing, there's going to be major consequences. So, a couple of examples with mindsets. So, the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. A fixed mindset talks about intelligence and traits. We're just kind of the way we are. And people tend to fall into these categories. We either have a fixed mindset about something or we have the growth mindset about something. And it can vary from topic to topic. So the fixed mindset, don't need to spend time developing those traits. Kind of your IQ, you have an IQ, so that's who you're going to be the rest of your life, right? We kind of have those ideas about different people and different things. Talent, it's not going to beat hard work. Whereas the growth mindset, where people who are way high achievers usually fall in this growth mindset. Basic abilities can be developed through hard work, determination, and a love of learning. So pretty much you pick the topic, and you can find where you sit on either of these. Are you in a fixed mindset about how you're going to feel or how you're going to look or how you're going to eat? Or are you going to go, you know, there's probably another way I could look at this or another way I could do this, or I could read a book and I could learn more about this particular topic. It doesn't necessarily have to be this way. So a couple of examples. Fixed mindset would say, I don't like breakfast. Growth mindset, I can eat a breakfast with more protein. I need my, you fill in, thank you. I need my coffee. I need my soda. I need my chips. I need my Pop-Tart. I need my kids. You know, we don't need it. We want it. Tastes good. But do you really need it? No. Except for Robert. He needs to go to the gym. Growth mindset. I can drink water throughout the day. Fixed mindset. That is the way my parents did it. That's a big one. And we don't know it. That's kind of subconscious. We're making those decisions. You go to the grocery store, you're probably buying the same stuff that your parents bought or your mom went if you ever went to the grocery store with either of your parents. You think about it and you're like, oh yeah, that's why I really never bothered. We always get white bread or we always get this type of wheat bread. And it's just that habit and that pattern. Or you always had sweet bread in the house. Or we always had the candy jar in the house. And there's those things that we really just don't think about, but they just kind of show up. Sure? Do you need that? Do you need to make an announcement?
There's a backpack on your seat.
Oh, okay. just because we did it in the past doesn't mean it's correct, which is true. We see this a lot in our personal training and sports performance programs. We get stuck in our ruts. We need to look at other ways to do it. Or it's gotten me this far. So you kind of think of, well, I'm good enough. Is good enough enough? What's that? Yeah, I mean, right. And every day, what's that? Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
I said they didn't come to you to be good enough.
So. Right. So people aren't coming to us to be good enough. They want to be better than they are right now. And the same thing. I mean, I wake up every morning not necessarily telling myself this, but I got a goal that I want to be better than I was yesterday. Whether it's playing with my kids, whether it's at my business, whether it's with clients. I mean, every day there's an opportunity to get a little bit better, and that's one of the mantras that we have in our gym is get better. Because if you just get a little bit better every day, over time that little bit gets a lot bigger and a lot bigger and a lot bigger. And it can be in anything in your life. It doesn't necessarily just need to be fitness and what we're talking about. It can be saving money. You save that little bit, you continue to save that little bit over time, you're going to have a lot more. All right, I'm going to speed things up a little bit. So this is my why. Productivity creates freedom for my family. I know the 4 looks funny, but I'll explain that. So my why, and the idea is to keep it short, just a couple of words. But if I'm productive and I'm efficient with my business and my work, I can spend more time with my family. And that's my end goal. Opportunity, or creates, the word there, the idea is creates for me means opening opportunities. So I have new opportunities within my business, within my life, so I can be with my family. Freedom, for me freedom is kind of the absence of pain, but physically, financially, and time. If I'm efficient with my training, my exercise, I will live a less painful life. Financially, if I'm more productive, my family will be taken care of. And time, if I'm not productive, if I am productive, I can spend more time on things that are important to me. And then 4 goes back to those buckets that we talked about: mindset, nutrition, movement, and recovery. And I'll get to nutrition, movement, and recovery in a second. And then family. Everything I do is to provide a comfortable life for me and my family. So that's my why. That's not anyone else's why in here. You guys come up with your own why for what's going to help you make those positive choices in your life. That's just what's important for me, and that's several months and probably a year and a half that I've kind of re-scripted and kind of rewritten that in different ways, and that's where it is today. All right, so moving on. So I spent a lot of time on that mindset piece because, like I said, that's the foundation. If you can get to that emotional connection of why you're making these choices and why you're going to do something that's counterculture to your friends or family that are going to happy hour, that are eating whatever they want, whenever they want, that are not getting enough sleep, the list goes on. How are you going to be true to yourself? What's going to anchor you into the better decision? So fueling for it, or fueling for your why. So really when it boils down to it, water, protein, and produce equals a healthy body. We don't really need a whole lot more. And there's so much processed food that's out there now, and so much really, really good marketing that we don't even know what's processed anymore and what's regular food or what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat. But I can tell you one thing. If it has a cartoon character on it, you don't need to be eating it. That's a simple one. So if it's got a sun on it, or it's got a commercial with a guy who's dressed up as a sun, that's probably processed food. They're spending a lot of money on advertising and not so much on the product itself. So whole foods are going to be your best choice. Fruits and veggies are going to be your best choice. Lean cuts of beef, meat, chicken, turkey are great. And then water. So water, 60% of your body is made up of water. a great habit to start with is the first thing you do in the morning, you fill up a glass of water and you drink it. You've gone from your last meal, probably, to the time you woke up, which, let's say you sleep 7 hours plus 4, so maybe about 12 hours without drinking anything, without being hydrated. 60% of your body's made up of water. If your first thing is coffee, which is a diuretic, which will also remove some water from your system, you're already dehydrating yourself a little bit more. 2% reduction in hydration can reduce performance by 20%, cognitively as well as physically. So those of you with kids who are athletes, keep them hydrated when they're on the field. Those of you at work, you still need to be drinking your water, day in and day out. Sports drinks, best saved for people who are sweating often and a lot, riding a lot, and sweating out salt, sugars, and other things. So drink 1/2 to 1 ounce of water for every pound you weigh per day. That may seem like a lot, but you guys have 3 cups of coffee, 4 cups of coffee in the morning. Could you replace one of those with a glass of water instead? These are just, I mean, optimally, if you can get there, that's great. If you can just start a habit like that one, put that cup by where you brush your teeth in the morning, fill that up, drink that before you brush your teeth or after you brush your teeth. It's just a great, great way to start your day. Does anybody know the best way to tell if you're dehydrated or not? You guys probably all know this. Urine color. Yes, you said what your urine color looks like. Exactly. The clearer the better. So a light lemonade color. Dark and stinky, you're in trouble. You need to be drinking a lot more water, all right? And this is just basic functions of your body. This isn't high performance. You need to have all those cells nice and full of water just for basic functions. So the food, fish, eggs, chicken, turkey, pork, beef, dark colored veggies, dark colored fruits. The darker the better for the fruits and veggies, more nutrients, more phytonutrients. Juicing is nice, but you miss out on the fiber when you juice. And fiber is a big part of what our body needs to process and eliminate waste. So we don't want to miss out on that. And then the protein side, a lot of people say, oh, it's so expensive to eat well. Eggs are not expensive. And I think the government just now said that it's okay to eat eggs again. It's not, the cholesterol is not going to hurt us anymore, which it never was going to hurt us anymore, but it's all the processed foods that are going to get to us. But eggs are not expensive. Making a soup is not expensive. And it'll last a while, and it'll feed a bunch of people. If you need ideas, ask Michelle over there. She's a great creative cook when it comes to being healthy stuff. She was talking about fudge pops with your kids. Yeah. So Michelle's going to cook for us? Yes, Michelle's going to cook for the group and everybody online as well. So Michelle Goodman, I'll give your address and phone number later. So eat 4 to 6 small meals, snacks per day. Anytime that you have a carbohydrate, you want to combine it with some type of protein. The idea is a carbohydrate, when it metabolizes in your system, metabolizes as sugar. It's going to increase your blood sugar. You're going to have an insulin dump. We don't want that on a consistent basis. If you have protein with it, it's going to release slower into your body. Those of us that are diabetics or have family members that are and friends that are type 2 diabetics, you guys know about sugars. We don't want to have that blood sugar spike up and down throughout your day. And one way to do that is anytime you have a carbohydrate is to add some type of protein source to it. Just don't take that carbohydrate as well. I don't think I have in here, but avoid eating or drinking sugary foods that are going to, one, spike your blood sugar, but also be empty calories that you really don't need on a day in and day out basis. And diet drinks kind of go in the same category. We don't need them. All right, so movement. So training for your why with movement. So create a significant metabolic disturbance on a regular basis. So we created a little tiny metabolic disturbance with our squats that we did today. But you want to create that metabolic disturbance so that you burn calories not just while you're working, but also after you're working. So metabolic resistance training is the most beneficial way to do this. When you go for a walk or go for a ride or a swim, if you're not pushing hard and then coming back down and then pushing hard and then coming back down and recovering, pretty much you're going to burn calories while you do it, and then for a little bit after, you'll still continue to burn calories. That's excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, or EPOC. That's a mouthful. But basically what it says is you're going to burn calories up to 38 to 48 hours after that workout. So when you're working out, if you want to be efficient with your time, I don't know who said time earlier, is you can work in those hard intervals, whether it's on a treadmill, whether it's using resist dumbbells, doing lunges, doing squats, 20 seconds hard, and then you rest for another 20 seconds. 20 seconds really hard, and then you rest. The first 5 or 6 of those, probably not going to feel like much. 8 to 10 to 11, 20 minutes of that, you're going to start feeling it. And you might feel it the next day. But that's a good thing, because you're going to continue to burn that calories, so your body's trying to get back to the state that it was before you started exercising. And using total body movements, more bang for your buck. So this is those of y'all that are interested in creating workouts for yourself. So you think of upper body pushing exercises. So Robert talked about he didn't want to become a bodybuilder. That wasn't in his goal. Most of the people we train aren't. They are just real people who don't have time to work out, but know that it's important. So we create workouts that give them a lot of bang for their buck. It's not individual muscle exercises like we used to see in the 80s, like the bodybuilders and the guys and girls who just wanted to get really big. It's how much of a metabolic disturbance can we create in a short amount of time, and how do we get their whole system pretty worked out in that short amount of time. So an upper body push, lower body push, upper body pull, lower body pull, core, and total exercise. So those are the 5 kind of categories whenever you're building a program to make it work. So upper body push, Robert doing push-ups. Good job, Robert. There we go. So upper body push, push-ups, overhead press, holding a pumpkin over your head while your coach is dressed up like a fake basketball player. And the list goes on. And it doesn't matter the piece of equipment. You can dumbbells, kettlebells, medicine balls, pumpkins, just pushing something over your head or horizontally or even out by your side. So an upper body push, those are examples. Lower body push, that's my favorite picture. And I didn't have to coach him to do that. He just did that, and she did it too, just on their own. So squatting, lunging, single leg squats, lunges. Anytime you're bending that knee and that knee sliding forwards a little bit is considered a lower body pushing exercise. Upper body pulling. So again, dumbbells, bands. Michelle Goodman, great chin up right there. I don't know if y'all can see that, but so rows, bent over rows, anything that's going to work the back side of your body. Because we sit in chairs so often, and we're here texting, and we're here driving, and we're here typing, or we're here listening to a presenter and kind of sitting over, the back muscles have to get worked. They don't show up in the mirror. They don't look all that great. But if you want to have good posture and you don't want to end up down here when you're 65, 70, 80, you have to start working on these back muscles, okay? It's almost a 2-to-1 where you work your back muscles 2 times more than the front, because we're getting this all day long and we're pulled in here all day long. We need to open that chest up, pull those shoulders back and down, just to have this, give us good posture. Lower body pulling exercises. So hip bridges, laying on the ground, lifting your butt off the ground. It's a great example. And again, you want to work the back side of your body more. your butt supports your body. It supports your upper body and your lower body. The stronger your hips are and your butt are, the stronger you're going to be. So bands, sliders. Anna, is that you? No? Okay. And a couple of our high school girls as well. Deadlifts are a great lower body exercise. And again, any piece of equipment, body weight even. And then core total body exercises. So this might be more of an aerobic exercise. So crawling is a great example. Leopard crawls or bear crawls, steps up on the box, using ropes, multiple implements. They're working, so they're getting their core work, they're also getting their legs work, they're getting their shoulders work, a lot of stuff with your med ball over their heads. So that's an example of our our system. So now, rest for it. Rest for our recovery. So that's my daughter. She fell asleep in the back of the car and she didn't know her dad was taking a picture of her, but there you go. So nutrition is a huge part of recovery. We kind of talked about nutrition as well. So if you're eating right, you're going to recover faster. Lance Armstrong has a great quote, and I know everyone has their opinion about Lance Armstrong, and he did what he did, but he said, those that recover fastest win. And he proved that. But he did it, or he may not have done it, in an unethical way. But that was he was doing that so he could win, so he could speed up his recovery process, so he could get back on that bike and go and go and go and beat everybody. But he was right. If you can recover fast, you can train harder again the next day. You can train harder again the next day. So I'm going to give you guys some tips. Robert kind of talked about that with the foam roller. So sleep is crucial. 90-minute cycles. I'll talk a little bit more about sleep. Massage, self-massage or massage therapist, hot and cold contrast. Another one of my kids fell asleep. I got him. They're going to kill me someday. So sleep, 90-minute cycles. So we sleep anywhere between 90 and, or our sleep cycles will go through 90 to 120 minutes is usually a standard sleep cycle. 5 cycles a night, 7.5 hours. We're supposed to sleep around 8 hours a night. Just kind of an example. So your sleep cycles, you'll go through light sleep, REM sleep, and then deep sleep. The light sleep is just kind of when you're not really asleep, just kind of floating in and out before you fall asleep. And then the REM sleep. What happens in REM sleep, and that's usually when, that's the longer part of your sleep. That's when your brain starts to organize the memories and thoughts throughout the day. So you'll notice if you have ever gone through a period of time where you're just exhausted and you're not sleeping well, or you've got a lot of work to do, the memory starts kind of, oh, did I have that conversation? Did I already tell you this story? You'll notice that will start happening a little bit more because you're not getting that recovery time. After that, you'll go into deep sleep. Deep sleep is when, from the neck down, the body starts repairing itself. Okay, so that connective tissues, the muscles, the tissues, the organs, they start repairing themselves. So if you have animals, and this happens to a lot of our clients, they get interrupted in the middle of the night. They don't get that consistent sleep throughout the night. They're not getting their recovery time up here or down here. And so you'll go through a number of those cycles throughout the night. The body really likes to be consistent, so going to the bed at the same time and waking up at the same time, whether you get 6 hours or 8 hours, if you can create that consistent schedule, the body's going to figure out how many cycles it can get into during that window of time. So it's very efficient that way. A couple of things, the heart rate variability, the BioForce Omega Wave, some technology that's out there now. You can wake up in the middle, or when you wake up in the morning, you can put a heart rate monitor on, click the app on your phone, and it will measure your heart rate. And it will tell you if today is a good day to train, or today's, you want to take it kind of easy, or today is an off day. They've got technology now that just by the beats of your heart, they can tell you how hard you're going to go. And this is...
Does it vary on the person's age?
You put all that information in there.
Okay.
But so the day before you had a hard training session. You rode on that bike for several hours. You strap it on after you wake up in the morning, and it's going to give you a red light, green light, or a yellow light.
Is that an app?
It's an app. The BioForce Omega Wave. Yep. So it takes a lot of guesswork out. Sometimes it works. If you're working with college-age athletes or adult athletes who might have gone out the night before, and they say, "Hey, coach, I got a red light," and you're like, "Yeah, so what were you doing last night? When did you go to bed?" All that stuff. It may not work so well. But for you or your kids who might be training hard, it's a good piece of feedback. And then it also tracks that, so when you're ready to work out, when you're not ready to work out. So self-myofascial release. Robert up in front, there you go. Love that foam roller. So self-myofascial release, using foam roller stick, tennis balls, helps increase blood flow. So basically what we're doing is like a massage, but probably not as good, but as good as we can get just doing it ourselves. Helps increase blood flow to different areas of the body, releases tension and tone in that particular area, and helps repair damaged tissue by bringing oxygenated blood into that area. Hot and cold contrast. So nobody likes doing these at all. And our water doesn't get all that cold in the summertime, so it doesn't work all that well in the summertime. But basically, it moves blood to vital organs, actually from vital organs. When you're warm, you have blood that's near the skin. You get cold really quickly, it's going to pull that blood away from the skin to protect your vital organs. It's kind of going into shock a little bit. When you heat yourself up, it comes back up towards the skin through the muscle tissue. It's going to have a lot more oxygen, and it's going to help repair a lot of that damaged tissue. That's a very oversimplification of what's actually happening, but that's kind of what's happening. And there's the Lance Armstrong quote. An idea, it speeds up recovery a lot faster, especially if you can endure the shower. The plunge doesn't seem like, if you sit in a tub of cold water, that's not as bad. The shower seems to be a lot worse, or at least in my experience. All right, so wrapping up, just kind of check yourself. Are you in a fixed or growth mindset when it comes to your why? Can you clean up your daily nutrition to support your why? Can you add more water daily? Can you increase your quality of movement to support your why? And can you recover better to support your why? Those are all questions for you to answer. And the next step, and all the side effects, if you start exercising and eating better, it's just like that first slide that I showed you. Things are going to work a whole lot better. All right, so now you should take action. So I've got, for everyone who's here, and then Yolanda's going to put it up on your Facebook page.
Well, for those that are live streamed,
Yes.
That'll be available to them since they got, it'll be on the Facebook page.
Great. So I just have a special offer for you guys today. It's a 2-week free trial with us if you want to try us out for 2 weeks. Yep. And then if you know you want to train with us, you can get $100 off your first month of training with us for 3 months. So, and it's all on the sheet. And all you got to do is turn that back in today. Those of y'all that are here, those of y'all that are streaming online, we'll put that up on the Facebook page, and you can just download it and then email it to us. Yeah, I guess that will work. Thank you guys for your time today on the internet. Thank you guys for your time as well. I appreciate being here.
Thank you, Robert, Adam. That was fantastic. All right, we're not quite done. Real quickly, a few announcements. For those of you that are live streaming, if you guys are part of a team, we do have a team challenge. And as of today, we have 12 teams formed within the Alive program, and I think that's fantastic, because it's we're supporting each other in our health and wellness journey. And for the month of February, what we're going to do is we're going to have a special challenge for all the teams. We're going to have a special weigh-in, And we're going to have 2 categories because some teams, there's 2 members, and some teams, there's 12. And that's okay. So for the teams that we have 100% participation in the weigh-in, example, starting February 29th through, I think it's March 4th, if you come in, do your weigh-in, everybody in your team comes in and weighs in. There doesn't need to be any weight loss. Then you're going to be put in that drawing for a special gift at the end of February. Robin? See a light bulb on. And then we're also going to have another winner for the most weight loss. And so we'll have a little calculation, make sure that we're fair, because it's not fair to have 2 people. They have a lot of weight loss. And you have 12 people, obviously they're going to win. So we'll figure out a proper calculation there. So that's one challenge. And so we'll have 2 prizes. And then the second challenge is Dr. Emron's steps. I know that he challenged you guys last time. And so if you are keeping track of your steps and you're on the Fitbit, you got to friend him at Mo Emron, and I will email that, his email address shortly after this, or I'll put it up on the Facebook page. If you don't have a Fitbit, no problem. You can do screenshots of your steps, and I think we're doing the month. And there's also going to be another drawing for the steps that you're keeping track of. And right now we have a winner over here, Miss Darlene, who is showing up everybody with all her steps. And so it's something to to look at and challenge. And she says she loves a challenge. So there you go. At any rate, now has everybody put in their name for the gift card drawing? Robert, can I get your help? Wait, that's fine. Yeah, do that. Yeah.
Has everybody already put their name in?
Has everybody put their name in? Everybody who's here? I know I think had like 12 different people text message their names and their departments. So I think it's fantastic. All right, you want to do the first one? There we go. Maria Gutierrez. I'm not sure who that is. Is she here? Oh, you know what? Actually, I think she's a live streamer because this is Mary's. Very good. That's awesome. Sure. Let Robin pick one too. 5. We have 5 gift cards. Natalie Bargansky. Woohoo! There we go. And folks, I do need you to sign this form that you're receiving and acknowledging the gift card, please. Yeah, I got it. There you go. All right. Maria Silvas. Woohoo! Hope won last time, right? Woohoo! Yay! There you go. Just please sign the form and get it back to me, okay? Here's another call-in, Gloria Espinoza. Wow, live streamer. That's 2. That's great. One more. You what? Yes. Belia? Social work, I think. All right, folks. Yeah, that's it. I'll need you to sign this form and get it back to us, please. Okay? All right, folks, and we are coming to a close, so the second or the last word of the day is started. So the first word was, and the second word is, that's right. And every day is a get started day, right? Because, I mean, every day we start over and we get started. All right, folks, and then thanks to everyone for attending today. The next Lunch and Learn is 2 weeks from today, and our special guest speaker will be Dr. Lloyd Stegman with the Better Waste Center, and our very own Julie Gonzalez from the Driscoll Health Plan will also be sharing her health and wellness story. So thanks again for everybody for coming out. It's a great turnout. I hope everybody's excited about getting healthy. You have a great day.